Big up, blood clot. Welcome back to Workforce Titans, baby. The podcast by the worker man for the worker man. We got esteemed guest, crack Amico, Miguel.
What's up?
Are we doing last names?
I mean,
Silva, soccer player.
Yeah.
And we got sweet boy Tubbs. How are you?
Yo, the fucking Broad Street run is gay as shit.
I just saw a
Took
guy
me
in
forever to get
tinfoil
here.
blanket.
Yo, bunch of fucking cold plunging fucking gay birds. It's like, yo, the peak of your fucking fitness journey in Philadelphia is the Broad Street run, dude. Every fucking nerd I know that used to be a junkie or lost 200 pounds, the peak of their fitness
Broad
journey
Street
is the
run.
Broad Street run.
I'm not into
You know
that.
what I mean? Yeah, gay.
Do you guys jog?
Yeah.
I mean, I used to.
Used to?
I
Do you jog? You ain't doing shit.
I mostly walk. Like I'll walk consistently. I don't like jog. I hate cardio. I like
Cardio's the
I
worst.
can lift and like 10 minutes later I see my muscles getting bigger.
That's the
Like
move.
shit I like.
Excellent jeans.
I live in a primarily black neighborhood now, and I feel like
I've been there.
I'm gonna get made fun of if I try to jog.
Oh, yeah. You jogging in that neighborhood with that fucking tracksuit, be a tough, be a tough look.
That's like the old guy thing, though, walking, bro. People that walk live forever.
Chinese guys.
That's what I'm saying. Like every old head contractor I know that's like, yo, I go for a 2-hour walk every day. Them motherfuckers are like 60, 70 years old out here still working.
I just
You know
met
what I mean?
my boy. He owns William Proud Masonry, and he does bro yoga. He just goes to
gay.
the
Yeah, it's-
YMCA and fucking bends
It's almost
over.
gayer than regular yoga.
Yeah, I'd rather just be like, yo, I do yoga. I like the butts, dude. You know what I mean?
You ever do yoga? You do
Yeah,
yoga?
yeah. Actually, I worked at a yoga studio for a little for free
Did
classes.
you really?
Yeah, when I was like into rugby, I was like a full fitness guy.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yoga's nice, but I wish somebody could just do it for me while I'm sleeping. It's too much work.
So I'll say this,
You
right?
know what I mean?
I used to go to my boy. He was like a trainer, and I would go fuck around with him, trying to just like not die early. You know what I mean? So I would go there, and the stretch shit, we would do a lot of yoga stretches. I wouldn't call it yoga. But yo, I never felt better, dude. I did that shit for like 2 years where like I was like pretty consistent on at least a couple days a week, stretching my shit out. Never felt fucking better, dude.
Yeah, that's I don't know. That's
The
only thing-
underrated thing about it, it's like it's not just stretching. It's like you learn about like breath regulation.
Yeah,
and
yo.
you like stop holding your breath in weird situations.
Dude, you breathe from your taint. Like you breathe from like between from like between your nuts and your butthole. You like take breaths from there and shit, dude. It's crazy. Like humza, motherfucker, like humza, fucking. Yo, it helps. It's great, man.
Well, that's the best. Like, I don't know. Yoga bothers me because it's like you're just getting yelled at by a lady with an eating disorder for like $300 a month. It's fucking brutal, dude.
Well, that's
I'm
why
like,
I
I'll just
didn't
date
go.
my ex. It's fucking brutal.
That's why for me it was all right because it was like I did yoga shit, but I was like with my boy and it was like, you know, it was like a personal trainer
Calling
kind
each
of
other
thing.
gay the whole time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't like some fucking what you're explaining.
No,
Some chick
but
yelling
yeah,
at me.
I like an old lady who's like very kind to me and being like, "Oh, you don't have to try so hard."
Well, that's what she was like, because I went and did it. I like fucked my ankle was killing me. So my friend was like, she does hot yoga. So I was like, I'll go do
Yeah.
that. And then you get there and they're like, you do it at your own pace. And there's just like 9 fat chicks that are just basically just laying on the ground sweating. They ain't doing it. You get to do whatever you
I
want.
don't understand the broga thing though, because it seems like one of the main perks of yoga is
the
that you get
pussy.
to
Right.
look at asses.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what I was like, dude, if I had to look at a bunch of Masons fucking doing downward dog, I'm like,
with sweaty butt cracks. And I look at fat girls with swety butt cracks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dude, there were some bad bitches in there, but
Yo, you were probably a beast back in the day because you rode a boat and shit, didn't you?
Yeah, before rugby, I was doing crew for a while.
I remember when we were driving last time, Miguel and his boy Chad came and we golfed and shit and they chilled at the crib. And then we were driving to a Helium comedy show, one of them fucking 4 o'clock in the afternoon Johns.
Yeah.
And when we went down Kelly Drive. And that's he was like, oh yeah, I used to do that shit.
Oh, yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
oh, you did crew?
on the Schuylkill. Yeah.
Rode a boat.
Yeah.
That looks like, I wish I got into that. Who?
You'd be
I-
great at it.
But I can't even remember. I don't even remember that being a thing till I was like 20. I was like, what are they doing?
And I'm a proud product of the Philadelphia public school system, dog. There wasn't no fucking
Well,
crew.
right.
You know
Keep
what
in
I mean?
mind,
I'd
this
be
is
banned-
I got
banned football
into
with black
like
guys.
I went to college and like it was like, oh, I could do crew.
Yeah.
And so that's like how I got into it. Same with rugby. Like, you know, if I was one of you just like regular neighborhood guys, I never would have got introduced to either of those sports.
Yeah, fucking right. I mean, that wasn't in like public school. You know what I mean? Maybe somewhere else. That's what's crazy. You go to these fucking where I live now.
I
like,
was on a Kensington crew team.
Yes, had hypodermic needles for roads.
yeah, we're gonna roll down the Schuylkill.
North Catholic crew.
That's fucking
The
nuts.
Jamaican bobsled team.
Holy shit.
I got to row at the head of the Charles one time, and the boat broke like halfway through, and we started crashing into other boats in the docks, and they had to pull us out. Dude, this is like one of the biggest
You ain't
regattas.
rubbing, you ain't racing, dude.
It's like the Harvard regatta. It's like
Oh my
one of
God.
the biggest, and we like got in on like a lottery ticket, and then our boat broke.
Smashing it together.
And we crashed. We were like getting screamed at. They had to like pull us out of the water, and they're like, "No, walk back."
What's the shit talking like in rowing? It's just like, my dad's gonna sue you. My dad's gonna sue you, motherfucker.
I got to see the Kensington row team. Dude. I need to see that picture. I need to see you guys standing next to a boat, bro. Get the fuck out of here. The Kensington row team.
Dude, we still had like wooden oars. Everyone was on carbon fiber.
Yeah.
How'd they make a cardboard canoe, dude?
Dude, it was fucked up.
Fuck. Did you play any sports, Crack? Did you grew up in North Carolina, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Growing up, I played like the classic basketball, baseball, football. And then I found out what lacrosse was in high school because Duke started getting good. So everybody was fucking around with it. And my athleticism from that made me good enough to kind of like play it for a while. And then by sophomore year, I was like starting captain on JV.
For real? Did you tell me you had long hair? Please.
Nah, not really.
Lie to me.
I was still rocking. I was like one of the only wigs on the lacrosse team.
I respect that.
I didn't have the flow
Lacrosse
going
is
on.
a good wigger sport.
I've said a million times, I'm like, if I ever got rich, I would just take like $1 million and go set up a North Philly lacrosse team and just breeze through white kids. There's no way. You give black kids lacrosse sticks for 6 months. It's
I never
over.
saw a lacrosse stick till I was like a grown up, dude. Like I didn't even know really what it was. Like in the city, that shit is nowhere.
Remember field hockey?
You know what I mean, dude? So field hockey, every school has field hockey, even in the pub, right? But lacrosse don't exist. That was like Catholic school shit and stuff like that.
I didn't
You
see
know what I mean?
lacrosse till high school.
Yeah, I've never heard of a high school having. I guess around here, the thing is like I grew up
It's
in
an East Coast
California,
thing,
so like
yeah, right?
I played water polo.
Oh yeah, that's
And,
weird.
Like
yeah.
What is water polo? Is water polo you're swimming around throwing the ball?
Yeah, it's kind of like basketball in the water.
So now that
That's the most racist sport of all time.
they had to be.
Every now and then you'd match up with Antioch, and they'd
There's
have
got-
a black guy and a jammer.
how do we get there?
There's got to be
Speedo.
something we could do to compete with these guys.
You're just like dibs.
We're gonna play a home game forever.
I got 13.
It's so funny.
Yeah, that's great. So there's the one kid up the street. We got this kid up the block, young boy, real sweet kid, nice dude. And he plays water polo, but that's like suburb shit. I live in the suburbs now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's different. Like,
Well, but in California, every school has a pool. Like,
Yeah,
it's not the same. Because
He's not gonna
they have
stop talking
outdoor
about
pools.
California now.
All right.
yeah.
I'm kidding.
Sorry for being gay on your
I love-
caller podcast.
You're from what? San Francisco, right?
yeah,
Balls.
Oakland, but
Yeah.
Bag capital of the world.
The what?
one of the bad capital.
Yeah, so I seen this thing and it was funny. It was a comedian and he said, he was like, that's the difference between Philadelphia and Oakland, right? He's like, Oakland's kind of like just Philly on the West Coast. He said, but
Yeah.
Really?
He said, but like the big difference, he was like, you go to a Raiders game and there's like gang members talking shit, right?
Well,
like he's like,
yeah.
there's like gangbangers yelling at the game and shit. Like you kind of want to like mind your fucking business.
Yeah.
He goes, the big difference is you come to Philly and it's like your kid's pediatrician. Like fuck you, you suck. You know what I mean? He's like, that's the difference. You know what I mean?
California has Mexicans you can't be playing with.
Yo,
Yeah.
Like, we didn't get hard Mexicans till like what, 10 years ago?
dude, I felt that shit when I was in Arizona, bro. Top button.
Yeah, they
like
ain't playing.
cholo ass dudes. My wife was like laughing, like about to take a picture. I said, "Don't." I said, that guy will.
He's not
kill us
autistic.
both. Yeah, he's not like just some dude from where we're from acting like an idiot. Like this is who he is.
Yeah.
Like he'll
Yeah,
kill.
they got big Mexicans too, which I had never seen.
Yeah.
Like,
They
in
got
North Carolina,
Cable
every
Alaskans out
Mexican
there.
is like 5'3". You go out there's like 6'5" Mexicans.
Yeah,
What the fuck's
not
going
good.
on?
A fucking-
Them long burritos, dude.
Hernandez
That's a
boy,
problem.
the tight end for fucking New England.
He's from
Yeah.
Connecticut.
No, but I'm saying still like
Yeah.
big Mexican, like you know what I mean? Like,
Big gay Mexican, the
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
guy you want to see.
so fucking right.
Horny
Bro.
and he wants you,
And
dude.
he takes what he wants.
Yeah, too much.
But yo, it was nice to come in here and see Dubs and Lady Dubs all fucked up this morning from trying to drink. Trying to drink with the big dogs.
They go off the porch with the big dogs.
Yeah. I told him, I said, dog, stick to mushrooms and shit, bro.
Big mistake.
Terrible. Yeah. Yo, I told dude, one day we're coming here. I was
slinging half-hard dick into my lady like 5:30 a.m. last
Dude, one day we're gonna come in here. Our families are gonna be here. We're sending us to fucking Florida. Yeah,
it's a wrap. My retarded sister's gonna be sick.
Yo, we got some one-way plane tickets for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To fucking, what is it? Pensacola's raw. That's part of the Mr. Tubbs job interview. Like, you've been to Florida for 60, 90, or 120 days? Nah, you're out, dog.
If it ain't Disney World, you ain't working here. Yeah, fucking beat it.
But dude, I got milk drunk last night. I got no puss. We went our separate ways when we got home. But I've got this thing.
Milk? Did you say milk drunk?
Yeah. So like,
what's that?
Like 20 years, at least 15 years, we've been drinking White Russians for the Kentucky Derby, because a White Russian is the mint julep of Mayfair, right?
I like that.
So for years, me and my boy, we've been showing up to like Lenahan's and shit like that, these shitty bars in Frankfurt with like a gallon of Red Cap. Like, yo, keep the White Russians coming, dog. I've drank so many pints of White Russians in my life, it's crazy.
You can't be porking it.
So we go to the cigar bar last night. We went to dinner. Friend of mine, he's back and forth between Florida and here, so he was here. Then we go to the cigar bar. We're like, yo, we'll go watch the Derby. I got like $180 in fucking bets on these fucking horses, and none of them won. Nothing. So we go there to watch the Derby. I'm like, yo, you don't got no milk? The bartender's like, nah, I don't got no milk, dude. Right? I was like, hold up, dog. I didn't know you could like Uber Eats from Wawa, dog. They brought half a gallon of milk up, Red Cap, and now the bartender's like pissed. And all night, his name's Coach. He's this old jerk off guy. Yeah. And all night, I'm like, more White Russians, Coach. They're all me, dude. I'm buying the whole bar White Russians, bro.
Did you wear an outfit? Did you wear a nice beard?
Nah, I probably look like this. I probably look like a retard.
Dude, the biggest Lebowski.
Yeah,
the huge Lebowski.
I got one or two Lebowski jokes last night, but none of them were that good. Nobody called me the biggest Lebowski.
The hair. Fuck.
But yeah, dude, White Russians are the best, man.
Damn, the farts in that room are despicable.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. You can't be porking your lady after whole milk, 2 gallons of whole milk.
So the bar manager's found me in the bathroom.
Put a butt plug in her, dude. Like, we can't do this.
Bathroom's down the hallway. Bar manager's behind me. I didn't realize I let one rip walking down the hallway. I turned around. I was like, damn, my fault, dog.
He's got his hands on
he
his
was
knees.
like, that's cool, bro. He was like cleaning ashtrays.
Fuck.
Getting farted on by me. Yo, dude, White Russians rule, man. So we came home. We went to the diner. Tiffany was, if she asked me, we're not live. If she was listening, if this bitch asked me what I want for dinner one more time, I'm going to fucking smack her.
That's right.
That's all she got drunk. And all she kept asking me was like, what do you want for dinner tomorrow? I was like, Tiffany, I don't care.
Shut up.
I don't give a fuck.
You're getting knuckles sandwiches.
Yeah. We went to this diner. She was being retarded. I was like, I just can't wait to go home. So we went home. I think she made the kids mac and cheese in the microwave at like fucking 1:30 in the morning. Hell yeah. Because my kids were still up. And
that's living.
Yeah.
My bitch is complaining because Zoe signed up to make the preschool or the daycare teachers lunch tomorrow. So they're about to have the worst food. She's so hungover. She's got to make this shit today. I'm like, throw some American cheese on some pasta. It's over.
Kid obligations are corny as shit, man.
So gay.
Yeah, it's like, but you know, you got to do them one foot in front of the other.
Yeah, we got a babysitter last night, so I knew that bitch is going to be ornery. She called her friend at a baby shower yesterday in like Hoboken or some shit. And said they got there and she was like pumped because it was at a brick oven pizza place, but it was in the room the party was in the room with the brick oven. And she was like, it was like glass walls and everybody was sweating. She was like 110 degrees because it was like 85 degrees. She was sending me pictures of just pregnant bitches with tit sweat. Get me hard.
You don't got no little rugrats, do you? No kids?
Nah.
That's what's up.
Have a kid.
I might. I'm trying to hit like some financial goals. I just want to be able to give the kid everything. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta get $50.
I came home from the hospital with a kid with the water shut off to my house. I smoked the last cigarette I ever smoked, flicked it out of the window. Like, it's hard. It's so much better if you got money.
I hate to break it to you, if you got money, it still sucks.
Yeah, but it was like
every month, $2,000 to fucking daycare. I'm like, we should have bought a house in Wildwood.
We would owe the mortgage. We would go take money out before the mortgage hit just to buy diapers and formula and shit. And then the mortgage would hit, we'd overdraw. We'd have to pay the overdraft fee. But like we had to like go get, $40 cans of formula, which are probably 80 now, so you know.
Dude, Zoe they keep fucking moms over because Zoe's like, she's so annoying because she's like, we're doing like organic, like whole. I'm like, you did a fucking ball with me last weekend. Just get milk. Just give her whole milk, dude. It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
She fucking yells at me for not getting fucking organic chicken. I'm like, it's fine. It's good.
Yeah, I just feel like I'm like treading water as it is, and if you threw a kid into the mix, it'd just be a fucking nightmare. And I probably, to
You'd
be
write
honest,
3 albums if you had a kid immediately.
that's what I think. But also, I
motivate
might
you.
go the other way of like, I gotta quit this music shit and just work 60 hours a week doing something.
That's what I was gonna say. That's my exact fear. Is like I'm not far enough in comedy to have a kid because when that like
No, either
dad
way.
drive kicks in, it's gonna be like this is gay. Stop doing podcasts. Like do a real
Dog,
job.
Every time I grab a microphone, I'm like, what am I doing?
I get that.
Then
I
on
get that
Sunday, you have
apprehension.
9 beers and you get home, you're like, I'm in the right place. It's perfect.
For me, even when I was broke, I was like, I'm gonna be the best plumber ever. You know what I mean? But it's like, you know what I mean?
Just
It's-
rubbing a wrench.
but it's definitely a different path. Like this is,
No.
and this is why I hate fucking comedy and think it's gay as shit.
It is.
Because I realized quick how much work it is.
Yeah.
Like, and you're in the same thing. Like you're just in another faction with the music business and shit. It's all kind of the same shit. It's so much fucking more work
The
than plumbing.
rigmarole.
Like, granted, I kick a shovel and I own a business, but if I just work for a guy, this is more work because it's like
So much more.
The clock never really stops for you
Yeah.
motherfuckers, and it's like Tuesday nights you're up doing shit, Thursday nights you're up doing shit. Like, there's no like set time. You know what I mean?
Last night, my girl never met you, I don't think. Or she never saw you rap. So she
Yeah.
was like, he got 2 songs in. She's like, I'm so glad this isn't your dream because you would suck at that.
Oh, God.
Because she was sitting there wanting to shit on you. And she's like, God damn it, he's good. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's crazy. There's also people like Jarv, like this dude Jarv. who
Oh,
just
he's
made the
nasty,
Do-Rag song
dude.
with. Like, I never want to.
Dude, that shit was so good, by the way.
Yeah, that was
that
sick.
song was so
Thanks,
good.
man.
Rob sent it to me before you guys put it out. It was banging.
But like, if he went up last night before I did, y'all'd be like, what the fuck is he doing? Like,
I
this
think,
isn't
I mean,
rap.
I don't think so, dude. You're fucking nasty.
I'm more of a studio rapper. I'm green as far as the performances go. I'm trying to get it.
Yeah, he's
it
fucking
poppin',
good.
you know
Nah, I
what I
mean,
mean?
I thought you were good. Like, I couldn't do that, dude. I think about that every time. Like, I go to like happy hour and you see a guy playing like an acoustic guitar. I'm like, if I'd break one over an ant's head, if everybody wasn't paying attention to me, I'd fucking spaz.
When I was like
'Cause
a-
you can't freak out if you're doing music.
Yeah.
You're like, bitch, put the mozzarella sticks down and watch this. I don't have that. I do that at comedy shows. I'm like, don't fucking ever cross your fucking arms.
Well, it's supposed to become like just natural, right? It's supposed to become just like a natural reaction, muscle memory type shit.
Yeah.
When I was all wigged out as a little kid, maybe like 12, 13, I think we were like smoking dust blunts and I like ripped one freestyle under like a tree and I was like, nah, dog, this
I've
ain't
been-
you. Just say who you
I've
are.
been in the backseat of many a town car thinking I can have
yeah.
3 words and I'm like, yeah, I'm cool. I'm the pussy guy.
I was like under a tree behind a KFC, bro, off of Adams Avenue, smoking dust blunts. Like,
Yeah.
yo, my spit game is ill. $100 bills.
You did that song
Terrible.
fucking you were shit on Bert Kreischer and so he was like, yes. Nice. I hate that fat fuck.
It does feel a little ridiculous. I mean, it's ridiculous anyway. But when I get live and I got a room full of like 30, 40 people watching me just talk about Bert Kreischer, it does feel a little ridiculous.
Like, yeah,
I'm like,
am I
what the
doing?
fuck am I doing?
And you see Blind Mike having a spasm.
Yo,
If I blow up,
Shout
I'm
out
taking
Blind
him on
Mike.
tour
Blind
with
Mike's
me.
the best.
Hype man every show. He just like twerks to like
Yeah,
the full
you should
hour
just have him
last night.
behind you. I was like, dude, he burnt like 3,000 calories.
he doesn't even have that many calories.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, brother, that's why you're blind.
He's malnourished.
the best.
Burning all the energy off.
Well, that's the first time I met Kraken. Dude, the dab meat John, like you could like bump when you're driving down the street.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
that
what
John
I'm-
is banging.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I
Thanks,
mean?
man.
Because you did an
and
hour later.
Yesterday, like I think was the first time I heard songs that weren't like there's some songs I hadn't heard before that I feel like weren't like comedy.
Yeah, I
know?
tried to mix some in there.
And I didn't realize like, not to dick ride, but like I'm a big fan. Like
Hell yeah.
That's
you're
what's up.
very good at it. It's not just cool and funny because it's like referential and shit. It's like good fucking music, dude.
Yeah, and we get a lot of cool, funny
I don't know
shit.
why it just killed me that you were like, not to dick ride in a tracksuit. Pause myself.
Well, yeah, we get a lot of cool, funny shit sent our way, like doing this stuff.
Yeah,
but like you
for
actually
sure.
can fucking rap. Like
Yeah.
the cool, funny shit comes. Like lots of people are funny and cool and make a video, make a fucking
Yeah.
John. Like what was the one? The one they made for my business was hilarious, bro. I don't
Yeah,
know
that
who
dude, I
made
forget
it,
that guy.
but it was
He
amazing.
sent it to me.
You know what I mean? But look, even this shit, our boy Sam.
Oh, yeah, shout out
man,
Sam.
Yeah, fucking hooked us up, drew some pictures. Like we always get cool, funny shit. But when somebody can actually fucking rap and shit, that's cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And shout out Sam, and also too, I had to shout out somebody else. Homeboy went to the clink in Sacramento, right? He gets fucking pinched, and he's like, dude, I had a bunch of like Sacramento
he was bumping our
bloods
shit.
listening to the Workforce Titan. So I think it's like King Cobra extracts, dude.
What's good?
Yeah, he said he
You guys gotta send me your gang signs.
Yeah, ran into a little trouble, went on vacation for a little bit. He was like, well, while I was on vacation, he was like, I had the boys, the fucking Sacramento Bloods bumping Workforce Titans.
We'll throw up your
Shout
shit,
out to
dude. Let us
Sacramento.
know.
Don't get tied up in the Rico, bro.
For real.
Be like,
That'd be
podcast Workforce Titans.
Dude, if I caught a felony from a podcast, I'd be so happy. I'd be pumped. I'd be slicing garlic thin as fuck. If you get highlights in prison, I'd be chilling.
No, you don't get highlights in prison. That's why
I'd get
nobody's
him in
chilling.
there. Yeah.
Sacramento is much more the Philly of the West Coast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, similar heroin rate. You know, that's a lot of overdoses.
Well, that's my uncle.
It's got to be so nice doing heroin in the sun all year. That's beautiful.
My,
tan as fuck.
My uncle Stinker, dude. Shout out little stinkers. My uncle Stinker fucking killed his wife in Sacramento. Yeah, and he's in San Quentin, dude. He got like 35 to life. He's supposed to get out soon. This was like 95. And I was like, dog, I got a third floor parole. Let you come, Uncle Alan. You know what I mean? Just a
said
little
30.
Jewish nerdy guy, but he had enough.
You said
know?
35. I'm like, that's doable.
I hear.
Yeah, he got a stretch.
I
He's
get
about
it,
to
man.
get out. Yeah, dude, he had enough, I guess. You
Is
know
he
what I mean?
reformed? You'd say?
I mean, I heard for a while my mom was like he would send letters, she was sending letters. Like, he's a smart guy. Like, he's definitely not a gangster. He's not a prisoner, you know. But you know, people have enough, whatever.
Yeah.
But so
Bitches.
I think that
have enough.
women will get you. I think that he was like. I think he turned into like the jailhouse, like help you with your case kind of dude, and shit like
folder
that.
guy.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, is he reformed? Like, I think this was a one-time thing for old Alan.
Yeah.
Fucking,
But I
you
don't
know
think
what I mean?
there is
Alan the Jew. You
The
know, I
amount of
think
my
this-
brothers got out of prison were like, I'm reformed. 3 weeks later, I'd see him out back at Delilah's. I'm like,
That's what I'm saying. Like, this dude never probably really committed a crime before this. You know what I mean? And, you know, he just.
that's so sick to never shoplift and just kill a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
She just got.
You know, Uncle Alan, bro, what you gonna do? You know what I mean? He was all right, you know? He was all right with me. He didn't do nothing to me.
I tried to watch the Gabby Petito documentary.
I watched it and I was like, she would have been dead before we got out the driveway.
Dude, we would
bitch
not have
was
made
so
it one
annoying.
state away. We're not getting to a fucking national park.
Not
Like,
happening,
honestly,
dog.
Brian Laundrie's a hero for lasting.
That's what I said. I was like, we wouldn't have hit the sidewalk. And I would have been strangled.
I couldn't make
She
it
was
through
so
an
big.
episode. I want this fucking. I'm so glad she's dead.
Dude, if I heard my bitch be like, today, I'm like, nah.
Me
nah.
and Tiffany watched it, and I was like, if you fucking cried that much, dog, I swear to God.
Dude, I would
Like,
have
you can't cry over
powerbomb her through a
everything.
coffee table.
Oh, my
I'm
God.
not doing it.
Yeah, dude, that's, you know.
If my bitch cries, I
I'm
really
just
fucked
crashing the car. I'm taking the whole van out with us.
Yo, how do you can't, and that's another thing. This is why shit goes south, right? I can speak on it family wise, but like, yo, you can't be in that tight with somebody for years, months, hours like that. You can't stand. Like, if you can't stand
there's
somebody, you got to
no
get away from
way.
them, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it will drive you to murder.
Yeah, I can relate to it too because like I'm in a good relationship now. Have been.
I was
for
about to
years.
ask if you were-
But
yeah.
like before, I was dating. It was just a bad relationship. And when you're young like that, for some reason you just feel like you get with somebody and it's like, oh, this is
This is
the
it.
relationship. I'm supposed
Yeah.
to be with this
Yeah.
person, and you got to realize like,
I deserve
bro,
this.
you got to keep trying.
Well,
It's
and
not
you
the
know,
one.
in those relationships, you do have like 10% of the time are like the best times, and
When
then
you're fucking her.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Nothing's better than fucking somebody you hate.
yeah,
It's
true.
best.
Yeah, because every sex is makeup sex.
Hey,
I don't know the feeling because I'm in love, baby.
Yeah, me
I know. We're so gay. I do love my bitch. She's
Dude,
so
I got-
Yeah,
cranky.
now I'm happy and like not in a shitty, but like my ex, I was a similar situation where it's like we broke up like 12 times throughout the relationship, and like
Yeah, I thought like before the girl I'm with now, I thought part of the relationship was like you're supposed to argue every day.
You're supposed to be furious all day.
Yeah,
Supposed to
you're
always
not-
be mad. Supposed to always be checking in on him, like, where you at? And shit
I'm
like,
just picturing you in
yeah.
the studio with one headphone off. Like, bitch,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah. But that's what it is, bro. And it's like, you know, you got to go through a bunch of trash to find, you know, I remember hooking up with a bitch in a Irvin Fryer jersey, dude. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. I've been around.
Little toe
You know what I
tapper.
mean? Yeah. Like, you just, you know.
Backshot with an Irving Fryer jersey.
Yeah, it was like a faded one too. That joint was definitely from Foreman.
Dude, I work
yo,
on.
I'm supposed to head over there with Trainer later.
Yo,
Foreman
if you want
knows.
some dope fucking
still hits.
wig gear,
Oh, you can go
Foreman
right
yeah.
Port Richmond.
That's my
Beautiful Port
fucking stylist, dude. He picks out the fucking wildest shit. I don't
He's
know.
a different guy.
He found a Batman Beyond basketball jersey in the kids section and then cut the sides off so it was like a poncho so it could fit over his fucking belly.
He's so dedicated to the game.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
He is, dude.
He's like
He's tailoring shit.
That's my
seamstress of the fucking Mills.
My grandfather used to take me to get dungarees, bro. You know, your old head, we call that shit dungarees. He's like, come on, we'll get you to Foreman Mills, get you some dungarees, dude, every year. And it was always like one pant leg was a little longer than the other and shit. Buttons instead of a zipper on the fly. You know what I mean? There were always some whack ass fucking jeans.
Not good.
I remember having a John Runyon jersey that was spelled wrong. And my boys would be like, Runyon! When I walked in the building, bro. You
John
know?
Runyon was the truth. It's so funny that he's like an executive of like player safety now.
Yeah. And all
You
the
ever see
diving he was doing people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was fucking doing people dirty.
But like, there's one way to like not get pussy in high school is walk around in an offensive lineman jersey.
If you have a 6 on the jersey you're wearing, dude.
That's one way to like never get pussy.
I guess it's like, if anyone knows how to cheat and hurt someone, like how to play dirty.
But
Yeah.
you want a big stinky
Like, I
lineman.
see what you're doing.
Man, I respect that. How long you been with your girl?
About 6 years.
Oh yeah, that's a stretch.
Time
Yeah,
to
you're
do it,
on.
baby.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
We're engaged.
Really?
I've never said that
hell
on a
yeah,
microphone,
dog.
but
Congratulations.
Breaking news. Danny,
I try and keep
edit
my
that in
shit,
post.
I keep the shit like kind of on the low.
How'd you do
She's
it?
not like a comedian or anything, so she's
No,
like,
that's good. You don't post her or nothing.
nah.
My
I don't
bitch
want
gets
people like
so
jerking off
mad.
to her or being mean to her.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
such a sweetheart. Like I need a girl. I'm very like argumentative, hot tempered. So like I need
You
a girl
know
that
what?
doesn't want to argue with
I can
me.
smell it
Yeah.
on you. I like it.
But yo, that's the thing. That's what's so gay about this shit too. Like you put yourself out there because you want to be fucking in music and you want to make money and you want all that shit. But now like
You gotta
doing
bring your
this,
bitch
like
into it.
when I was just on Dad Meat, it was all love, right? Now branching out a little bit, like people calling me a fat faggot on the internet and shit like that's
It
crazy.
happens.
And me and Tubbs
And
are
then-
in the comments. Run up your
Yeah,
donut.
and then my wife, I talk a lot about fucking banging my wife and all kinds of shit on this stuff. I kind of put it out there. And that's why she don't like going to none of the events and shit. Because every once in a while, some dude just staring at her from across the room, like just putting together what I've been saying and fucking seeing her in person. You know? What I
Yeah,
mean?
and the problem is that's like a friendly, nice guy, but he's autistic.
He's autistic. Yeah,
And
exactly.
so he just doesn't know how to be like,
got
hey, I've
shark
seen
eyes.
you, and
Yeah.
I'm a fan, or like whatever.
You don't know how to just say hi.
Like,
You know?
Dude, yeah, I heard you guys got stuck together like dogs.
Yes, we did. Dude, you got a good looking chick, right?
Yeah.
When she walked through the fucking shady
Yes, I do.
maple, bruh, everybody was like, shoo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a tough crowd. You put yourself out there.
You bring a bitch under 2 bills in there. Boys are
Oh,
barking.
the boys are barking.
Yeah.
And me personally, like I've taken a lot of shots in like my songs and shit like that.
Yeah.
And it's like I can handle anything anybody says about
Yeah.
me, but like
Right.
it's not fair for her to have to deal with the brunt of all the shit that I talk.
Dude, my girl.
And that's why you're a man's man. That's what's
Yeah,
up.
my
You're
bitch
out.
almost had to go to therapy. People were calling her hotter Kim Congdon, and I was like, "That's good. That's good."
Same, we-
She was like devastated. I was like, "This is good."
We got them drunk and brought them on the podcast. And all they did was watch the comments.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're both so funny if they would have just stopped watching the comments.
We
But that's
gotta-
all they do is watch the comments.
Next time we bring them in, we're putting blinders on them.
Yeah, we're doing like this. Record it. So
I'm
there ain't
gonna,
nothing up
I'm
there.
gonna get him on door court because it's all watching the comments.
Yeah.
Just have them be like,
Well, that's
they'd be so funny.
I wish
They'd
I
be
could
so
harness
mean.
Zoe's. Like I'm like, say the shit you say to me when I'm drunk.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
do
what
that.
bends them out of shape. Like I said, when I went to New York and did that podcast, it was the first time I saw like hateful people, like a motherfucker in the comments. Like they were just
They-
like,
they're
and
just
even
like-
like with Lewis, like fuck him and this and that. Like, yo, you guys need to chill.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I
that's the
mean?
thing is, Lewis like fosters that and like cultivates it. That's like I love the racist live chat. That's Dorkcourt is
Yeah.
like trying to harness that same thing. It's like you've got like a nest of hornets, and it's like if I could turn them into a weapon.
Tapping the stick.
Yeah, that is. I guess I get the angle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to keep your girl out of it, that's kind of almost. It's a genius play, dude. To just
Yeah,
keep it with you, keep her the fuck out of it. You know what I mean? Because some of these people are psychos, dog.
Yeah,
They're
I
fucking
mean,
lunatics.
there's some psycho about that. How'd you meet your lady? I love hearing about people's relationships. I'm so gay. You're next,
with it,
motherfucker.
we both worked at a shitty job.
Hell yeah. What are we talking?
Pizza.
That's what's up, dude. That's a good start to a fucking
Yeah, I
rapper.
can't talk
I was
shit on that.
I was a delivery expert at the time.
Delivery specialist. When I worked at ShopRite and I built displays, I was an architect, dog. You know what I mean? I built a syrup display.
That's how
You wouldn't
I
believe.
have a beautiful niece that was from the same story. my cousin was the counter bitch, and then her boy was a fucking delivery man.
Yeah, she helped me. She really helped me get clean because I was boozing bad. coke all the time, just out of control. If it wasn't for her, I'd probably be dead or in jail. I know everybody says shit like that.
Hell yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but most of the time it's true. You know what I mean?
So I'm loyal to the soil with her. She's my fucking rock, bro. I wouldn't be doing none of this shit without her.
Where you from in North Carolina?
Raleigh area.
Oh, all right, yeah. So in a little bit.
I've only been.
Yeah, like right in the middle of the
what?
state.
Yeah. Yeah, we
brother.
so they're my favorite beaches, dude. I love the North Carolina beaches. Like
Yeah, man.
like I love like fucking the Outer Banks, Hilton Head, and even like my uncle lives in Surfside, that's South Carolina, but like those are the best beaches, dude. They're even better than like the Florida beaches and shit like that. Like I love North Carolina.
Yeah, I've only been in North Carolina. Where's Petey Pablo? Is that Raleigh?
To be honest,
That was the only place I've been to in North Carolina.
he might have been Charlotte. The baby's Charlotte.
Charlotte,
J. Cole was
yeah.
Fayetteville, which is actually about not to dox myself, but that's probably the closest to where I live now. I just moved out to the country.
Oh,
got a
okay.
new house,
Dude,
but-
I was fucking
never been-
swinging a shirt around
Dude,
my
that's
hand.
what I told you. My ex's. I was about to dump her, and then her grandfather died. So I drove her whole family down and drank like 18 Heinekens, driving them down in a fucking Suburban. And we got down there, and the lady I blacked out by the time I got there. And then the aunt was like, Petey Pablo lives in here. And I was so drunk, I was like, where? I was like looking for him. Fucking took my shirt off. Yeah.
Who am I, Petey?
Yeah.
That was the shit, man.
Freak
Especially back in
League.
the day.
Yeah, he was going crazy for a minute.
Yeah, for a minute. And that was, dude, I love Southern, like, I'm a New York rap guy through and through.
We were
I
talking
think-
Cameron last week. You a Cameron guy?
I think,
Oh, yeah.
I think California rap's kind of corny, right? I'm always been a New York rap guy. But I just love the ignorance of the South, boy. Like the Southern rappers, dude.
Lot of yelling.
They're the best. It's the Florida dudes and fucking New Orleans guys and fucking Carolina. Oh,
I'm
dude,
with
I
the
love
Florida guys until they just started doing the poop dreadlocks.
But that's all
the
new.
sticks,
I'm
the sticks.
talking. I'm talking like the back in the day shit. I don't listen to nothing now. You know what I mean?
Where's Master P from?
I was listening.
He's from Louisiana.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
They're all from down there. So we saw Tiffany rolls up to Master P and his boys in Del Frisco's, and she's all tittied out in a dress. We're at like a wedding, so of course they were like, "Oh shit, ma," you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yo, that was Master P." She was like, "I don't know who the fuck Master P is." I was like, "The Desert Storm war hero." Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, this was years ago, man. And she's even to this day, she's always like, "Who's that rapper?" I was talking to his friends. I was like,
Fabulous.
Master P, you fucking idiot. You know what I mean? But yeah, we were at a wedding in the vault in Del Frisco's, and him and his boys had their own like private section. And when Tiffany went up there all jugged out, they were like, "Yo, come here." You know what I mean? And she, of course, went over there. She's a fucking slob. You know?
You're still with your girl, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
She just couldn't make it. She's a nurse now, and she wasn't able to get off Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, dude, you could just keep being a comedian.
That's a
She's a
good
nurse
lady.
now?
Yeah, dude, she's making more money than me immediately.
Yeah. Fuck, get some
the
overtime.
shit.
She's always and she's working nights, and she's like complaining to me a
Even
lot.
better.
And I'm listening, and I'm trying to be sympathetic, but every so often I have to be like, "You're making plenty of money. You're
you're
gonna be
fine.
all right. You're gonna be good."
Listen,
Dude,
we
it's
need
like-
a bigger apartment. Why don't you shut up?
Part of like my curriculum at school that I teach is like,
Find.
well, it's like, look, I teach the second year, so I always want to separate people. I'm like, who's the business owners and who just wants to work for somebody? And there's nothing wrong. Don't be ashamed or don't be like upset that you just want to work for somebody, but marry a nurse. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like I tell them all, I'm like, marry
Make
a nurse,
sure you check their pupils
marry a
first.
cop,
Get
marry somebody.
on their insurance.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Get somebody with insurance and then just work for somebody and make your money. You know what I mean? Not everybody's a business owner, but I tell everybody who doesn't want to be a business owner, marry a nurse, bro.
Got to.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the only
bitch is
tough
scrubs.
thing is like you gotta remind her how important it is what you do. She's like saving lives. You gotta be like,
I keep you fun.
I provide people laughter. Like I know you're saving people's lives, but what I do is important too.
She got a
Anybody can
letter.
get perks out. Anybody.
And laughter is the medicine for the soul.
Yeah, for real.
She got a letter from the family of like a lady that died while she was like taking care of them, and like the family I guess was having trouble coming to terms with the fact that she was gonna die, and they were like, "You like single-handedly kind of like
Killed my
led
mom."
us through this."
And here's a letter from our lawyer.
And I was like, "All right, I'm gonna go talk about like the Jews and shit."
Sorry, hon. I got to work. 6 million my ass.
Single digits, dog. That's what I heard. You know?
I love a nurse. Still, nothing gets me harder than going on my way to work. You hit the Wawa and there's fucking scrubs. I'm a scrub
Yeah,
guy.
yeah,
Through and through.
Yeah, that's Tiffy worked at Frankfurt. She did the ghetto girl CNA thing for a little bit, but other than that, she's just been riding out with Mr. Tubbs. You know what I mean? But yeah,
You sent me a picture. Danny sent us that reel you made about bitches eating chips, and then immediately Tubbs was like, "Look at her in the truck."
eating chips in the truck, dog. That's what. So when she comes with me to work, I was doing all these pit backflows, so I have to go down in these like 10-foot pits. I got to put on Dead Murphy's boots, dude. Right? So there's this dude. There's this dude who we like inherited tools off of his truck, Dead Murphy. So I have these boots that come up to like my hips that say Murphy in them.
Hell yeah.
So I'm always like, yo, give me Dead Murphy's boots, dude. I gotta go in the pit.
Give me some dead head, dude.
Yeah, I take them fishing and everything, brother. The best. Like, and I'm glad that Murphy's boots live on, dog. Even though
Dorkcore was started with equipment from a dead guy that like
beautiful.
My friend's like neighbor in his apartment building, they found out he was dead because of the smell.
And
That's a long time.
The
Yeah.
family came
at least
and like,
a week.
took whatever
He's in that
valuables there
apartment
were,
crock pot.
but they left like a bunch of like music equipment and shit. So I got like cables and mics and mic stands and shit. And like,
That's
yeah,
nice.
I was
Dude,
like, I'm gonna start a podcast.
I got my favorite drain. My favorite
It's a
drain.
sign.
My
I
favorite
got
drain.
haunted equipment.
My favorite drain machine is the General Route 66. But the Route 66, no one can find it. Dog, some dude ate a pistol. I drove out to Phoenixville. Fucking, yo, $600 right around Christmas. I was like, yo, tell the kids I'm
I'll
sorry.
take the gun to
let
the
me, let me get the fucking drain machine. You know what I mean? But yeah, dude, she comes with me to work if I got to go in pits, because I'm like, yo, if I die in the pit, like, you can't come get me. Because like you could pass out. Like the pits, who knows what the
If you
levels
see
are
me
in
going
there,
slow,
right?
start figuring
So
yourself.
I said, like, and if I pass out, you're gonna drown in like a foot of water, right? There's like a foot of water at the bottom of the pit.
yeah.
But I'm like, but you can't come get me because now we're just two passed out motherfuckers in a pit, Tiff. Like, you gotta call 911.
You
You know
died
what
in
I
the
mean?
blue collar baby pool, dude.
And that's why I said, like, you're gonna be rich when I die, so just stand up there and count the money, you know. But I'm older. I used to go in them by myself, so I bring somebody with me. So I'm like, come on, Tiff, I gotta go do pits, and she'll come work with me every time, dog. Lunch, chips in a bag. She's putting chips on her sandwich. I'm like, God, you're so good. I love it. I sent them a picture right away. She was just chipping out the bag. Boy.
Ladies think of bringing stuff for lunch that I would never think of.
Oh, dude.
Snacks, all that shit.
Dude, we have like a 9:30 snack. We have fucking noon fucking lunch. You know what I mean? She's on it, bro.
Yeah.
My bitch loves planning shit. Like you were saying, like
They be loving it.
you were talking about like what she was gonna make for lunch like the next day. Like my girl would be like, what should I make for lunch next Tuesday? I'm like, I don't fucking know.
I might not be here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zoe, dude, I got her a for Mother's Day. I got her like a glass, you know them glass like fucking like a calendar. I got us a foster family calendar, and she's autistic. I think all women are autistic. They love planning.
Yeah.
I got her that calendar, and every week she writes down my dinners, and I'm like, we're gonna have to
That's
switch
so
this
funny.
up.
Yo,
That's like
We're gonna
getting
swap this.
that's like getting her a vacuum for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Yo, the kids are 13 and 10, bro. The meetings I got, the school I got, the podcast and shit. Our shit is like, you look at our fucking
Booked.
Yeah.
calendar. It's like, damn, how do we fit it all the fuck in? You know,
Yeah.
That's why I
And then
hope-
how do we find so much time to get fucking drunk in between? That's crazy.
Where are we getting fucked up?
Yeah,
the sketch.
And dude, we're good at it. We are good at it, bro.
Do you ever worry about like fucking getting hammered and spazzing at a kids game, like a sports game?
Nah, dude. So one of the funniest stories I've told this.
I'm gonna do that. I
I-
know for sure. I'm gonna be on somebody's YouTube losing my mind.
I think I've told it, so if I'm telling it again, fuck you guys. But so I did a podcast. I did a Dad Meat podcast, and I was hammered when I left. So I Uber, and I'm getting dropped off at my kid's baseball game. So I'm telling I got this like sister Uber driver who's cool as fuck. Like we become best friends on the ride on the ride from fucking over by Tony's Pizza.
I knew
on
you were a
Belgrade
chatter
today.
in an Uber.
I'm a chatter.
I'm
dude.
a
I want
yapper.
to tell him. Tiffany's always like, "You gonna tell me you're a plumber yet? Like, let's get it over with, right?" So we pull up, and I got like 3 Heineken lights, and I'm drinking them on the way, and I'm like, "Oh, there's my bitch right there. She got my chair ready and all." And she yells at the thing. She goes, "Hey, yo, Tiffy, I knew you'd have his chair ready," right? So I like stumble out the Uber with these fucking Heineken lights, and I walk up to her.
Smash one in the parking lot.
Everybody's looking at me, and then I crack one, and everybody looks over at me, right? So then these fucking 2 fucking dyke ladies, they're just mean looking. They walk by with their dog, but they won't make eye contact. So I said to Tiffany, I was like, "Yo, like I really appreciate you letting me come see the kids today, dude. Like I swear to God, like I'm getting it together." I was like, "But I appreciate this, and as soon as he's done baseball, I'll get out of your hair." You know what I mean? And dude, they just rolled their fucking eyes. It was great.
Like you dudes know what I'm talking about, right?
You would have,
You guys get it.
you would have treated me like a scumbag. I'll fucking act like a scumbag,
fuck
dog. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, dude, it's I'm usually pretty good at the kids games. I have these sleeves. They're called like Beersy sleeves. and they slip over cans of beer and they say like Loco Cola on it, but they look like Coke cans.
They know what you're doing.
So when I saw them, I bought 15 of them, right? Because I don't want to switch them out. So I was like, let me get 15 of these sleeves. So we'll go to games and we'll just like 15.
This guy loves soda.
Yeah. They're like, dude, diabetic as a motherfucker.
Just crushing soda like a Down syndrome kid.
Like,
this is killing me. Make-A-Wish kid.
Dude, I bring them everywhere. I bring them everywhere. I bring them down to shore. I bring them to the Knobles. I bring these Beersy sleeves everywhere I go. And yeah, we'll get fucked up at the games.
Knobles is
drinking
a
no
nightmare.
Johnson. Yeah, you want to people watch,
Knobles is like Six Flags in the woods.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, it's Trump country, baby. I mean, they are fucking Trump the fuck out there. But it is like, you've never seen so many people waiting on a check in your life.
Yeah.
Like just motorized carts and shit. And then like
camo and underbites, dude.
Heroin addicts run the rides. Like they're mountain heroin addicts.
Yeah.
Overalls, like a big box wrench in their pocket. They'll just like give the ride a couple cranks. Like, come on, kids. You know what I mean? But it is great. Like, one of our favorite vacations, we go every year in August, and we get little cabins and shit. It really is fucking awesome, man. But it's a
tough sled.
It's the best people watching in the world, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Knobles, you're not supposed to drink in the park. I got the Beersy sleeves. I don't think anybody would fucking say anything anyway.
Nobody's saying shit to you.
Wildwood Boardwalk, you used to not be able to drink on the boardwalk. Now there's bars, but back in the day, I've had these Beersy sleeves for years.
I haven't been to
man.
Wildwood since the bars opened.
Yeah, it's weird. I love smoking weed. Big weed guy. But I don't like walking on the boardwalk and it just stinks. And like now every fucking t-shirt store, like they used to have like Mike's Bitch shorts and shit like that.
I'm with retard.
Now it's like all weed shit and you know, I
hate weed culture.
Yeah, so do I.
Weed culture's a bummer.
Yeah.
I disagree. I think it's cool. I think we should get back to like dudes like doing dabs on YouTube.
I'm not mad at that.
Like just like hitting like absurd hits on like
I've never
giant
done
bongs.
a dab.
Yo, remember, dude, I went to the hospital. I'm serious. I went, my boys were like, there's this dude I was fucking with. His girl's a property manager. I'm smoking dabs. He gives me a big flat piece of fucking whatever the fuck it is. And then I buy the rig and shit. So now I feel like I'm smoking crack.
Yeah.
Like I'm heating up the
You're sweating a fucking pipe.
The thing is, it's like
too much rigmarole.
they tell you weed is a gateway drug or whatever. They like convince you it's like a real drug, and then you try it and you're like, oh, this is like chill, like weed's tight.
Yeah.
And then you try like hard drugs because you think that they lied to you about everything, and it's like, okay, well, those are actually hard. Like
They're all cool.
Weed is still cool. And then you do dabs and it's like, oh, it's actually a drug again.
Yo, it's a drug again. And
It's ruining my life.
So I got scared.
Do you do edibles? Edibles?
You know, sometimes.
I was hitting the fucking dabs for like weeks. We went to the fucking prime rib and I stood there holding my sport jacket next to the piano guy. And I was like, what do I do with my jacket? Tiffany was like, you're the only one not fucking wearing it. Put it on, idiot, right? So I like put my sport coat on and the sleeves are all short. And I'm like, I'm trying to be like fucking somebody, right? We took these people to dinner. So then I'm just smoking dabs for like weeks.
Yeah. You lost those weeks of your life, too.
Dude, so
you don't remember who you were.
Tiffany's working 12-hour shifts at the hospital on Saturdays and Sundays. And our little girl just screams for 12 hours straight. She's a baby, and my son's
You're hitting the rig.
and I'm hitting the rig, right? So I'm walking around patting this
Figure it out.
I'm walking around patting this my little girl's butt, holding her like a football for 12 hours in a circle, right?
Fuck.
So I'm like, this sucks because she was just like breast milk only, and she would scream when she wasn't with Tiffany. So I'm like, fuck it, the kids ain't awake yet. I'm gonna smoke a dab. Then I remember I get in my head. I remember somebody telling me like, yo, my boy died of a heart attack at like 30.
Ooh.
And he couldn't get no pussy, like his dick wouldn't get hard.
That creeps in your
So
head.
I'm thinking I'm gonna have a heart attack. So I'm like, I'm gonna jerk off, right? The kids are still asleep. So I go to jerk off and my dick is like soft as hell. And I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking die. Like my dick won't get hard. I'm gonna fucking die. So now the kids wake up. And I got fucking dick juice on my hands. I'm fucking walking around holding this screaming kid.
Wiping your hand.
And now I'm like, this is it. I die today. And then these kids just crawl over my dead body in the living room until my wife gets home from work at 7, right?
They're sucking the lube off your hands.
Dude, so I'm on the porch holding my little girl. Like, at least if I die on the porch in Tacony, somebody's gonna find me, right?
A cat's gonna
Somebody's
start
gonna
eating
walk
you
by,
immediately.
and after they steal the shit out of my pockets, somebody's gonna call somebody. So I call my mom. I'm like, yo, I'm bugging the fuck
You're the
out.
only guy who gets Narcan
Yo.
from dads.
Yo, call my mom. My mom comes over. I drive myself to the hospital. Yo, lady comes in and like shuts the door. She's like, "Were you doing drugs today?" I was like, "Yes, I was. I was smoking that shit." She was like, "Yo,
Crack?
you can't."
No.
She was like, "Yo, you can't smoke that shit no more." Like, she was like, I remember her telling me like a story like the level with me. She like shut the door. She's like, "Listen, my husband, he's a union glazer. The weed's too strong today, kid. You
get
can't
you. It's
handle it. You know,
different.
it ain't that Germantown brown no more,
Dude,
brother."
I would kill for a blunt of brown weed.
Oh my god, but stems
Just
and
be
seeds and
retarded
shit.
for 4 hours.
I remember pulling like we'd buy like a Nick bag in the neighborhood, and there'd be 80 seeds in it.
There's a
You know what I
tree
mean?
branch.
Oh my
It's
god,
crazy.
That
But
weed-
if
smoke
I
that
have
weed
a
all day.
dealer that'll just give me shake, like they charge less for it, and also I can smoke more without getting like paranoid and shit.
Yeah,
I
you
feel
don't
like
even got to
weed-
break like breaking weed up now is a mission.
It's a
if you don't
brick.
have
It's a brick
grinder.
and roll. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like it. That anymore. I don't know. I feel like weed's so much better, but then you're only high for like half an hour. Like I don't get the same high.
I get blasted.
Well, I've been doing dabs lately, so
Yo,
I've been
You're a
doing
break-
dabs
you're a
and
break
playing
guy?
Oblivion.
Nah, I be just eating gummies.
Yeah. I could do like a 10 milligram edible. The last time, did I talk about this recently?
the gummies for me are just a roller coaster. It's like you feel them, then they're gone. You feel them, and then
Dude,
they're
I
gone.
did like a
or
90 milligram. I ate a little bit of a cookie and then I fell asleep and woke up and ate the cookie thinking it was a cookie. And dude, I opened up my Instagram. My cousin, who's had like 9 concussions, thinks he's a rapper and he's so bad.
Oh, battle them.
And I'm watching it on Instagram, and in my head, I started swirling like, "This is what people look at me like." Everybody looks at me like this, and I was fucking losing my mind. I almost called the hospital. I was like, "I gotta go.
Yeah.
I gotta get out of here."
Yeah, I do get
It's
an
not good.
occasional. What if everybody's like making fun of me and I don't get it?
Yeah.
It's definitely
That's
that.
exactly where I was at.
What if
I was like,
everybody's pretending I'm good?
How much of a fat faggot am I really? You know what I mean?
That's a daily
I thought I
occurrence
was
on the
gay,
dabs.
now
That's
I
like,
know.
man, everyone's talking shit behind my back. Like they all hate me.
Yeah.
But then I don't know. I get so jealous of people like I wish I had that like insane confidence to be like, I'm the guy. I'm
Yeah.
him. And you watch like I don't know, doing comedy, you see people that are so bad and get off and be like, "Yep." I'm like, dude, I would have killed myself. I would have spazzed.
I got that Mel Gibson bullet, bro. That one bullet in my
bro.
pocket. Like, man, maybe I do suck at plumbing.
It's an immediate call to your girl. I hope you get rid.
Maybe I do suck at plumbing, dude.
Fuck.
Every once in a while, that's the thing too. Say, like to me, they're customers because I even posted on fucking the book. Any plumber that calls their customers clients is
Ah, beat
gay
it.
as shit. That is
no
super
good.
gay. But they're customers to me and they're fucking followers and listeners to you guys, right?
Yeah.
But it's like you want to do a good job all the time, and no matter how much of a good job you do, every once in a while, someone's just like, "Yo, you suck." You know what I mean? Like it's the same thing in the plumbing, John. Like, you know what I mean? Somebody would just call and be like, "You're the worst plumber ever." Like, fuck you, man. You can always look. How many fucking Google reviews have you left? If you've left 60
one,
Google
huh?
reviews, you're a dickhead, dog. And I don't have no bad reviews or nothing, but you can like see the people that
can
are
see
just
somebody's
out
review
here
history.
to fucking talk shit.
Yeah.
I love,
they're just
I
out
love the
here.
idea that you're getting calls of people just like heckling you, and it's James Moss. It's James Moss calling you.
Dog, we did Digital Bazooka yesterday. I called Zoe's dad. Fucking spaz.
Oh, dude, did he say the N word?
So fucking
No,
funny.
he didn't rip one.
I
thought he
that was
gonna-
the big worry.
Yeah. 'Cause I told
worry.
Zoe, I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna call your dad." She was like, "He's gonna say it." I'm not gonna say it. I was like, "It's fine."
Oh man,
But he like fucking started losing his mind, and it took everything in me not to fucking start screaming at him. I'm like, "You're talking to an official."
I gotta hear it. I gotta listen to
What
it.
did he say? Because he, I forget, one of their neighbors, somebody had said something about, he got threatened by the township. They were like, "You have too many dogs." And I called him. I was like, "You have 9 dogs." He's like, "No, I don't." He's like, "I have 8." He's got 9.
All right, smart ass.
Yeah. I could guarantee you he was putting a gun to one of the dogs' heads. Like,
You were like,
least favorite dogs going to heaven, dog.
you were like, we heard you have 9 dogs, and he was like, that's insane. You're like, how many do you have? And he was like, 8.
I would never get another.
And then what did he say? He's like, I was like, "You're talking to an official like that." He's like, "Come to my fucking house. You'll see how I talk to you." Fucking losing his mind.
Dude, me and Tiffy now with the 2 dogs, man. One of them shit in the fucking bathroom this morning. But that's because the kids don't let them out while we're out and shit. But we came home, I was like, it was like 4 a.m. I was taking a piss. I was like, "That shit over there, bro."
Are you,
But yeah,
who's the
you know-
poop picker upper?
I got it because I saw it.
That's
If
pretty-
you see it and you walk away from it, you're a real scumbag. You know what I mean? If you see it and you're just like, it's like, no.
Ash in the fucking toilet.
That's pretty good of your dogs though to like use the bathroom.
That was cool.
I've been trying to teach Zeke because like I hate my neighborhood. There's been at least 5 shootings within a 2-block radius. Like I don't like taking my dog out at night. So I've been trying to teach him to piss in the bathtub, and he won't do it, dude.
Oh, but that's,
kind of
dude,
dog
if
are
you
we
pull that
dealing
off, that's a good one.
It's just a mutt, you know.
Yeah, so we're like, now we got a budget. Like, I'm going to New York to do
You've sent him
the podcast and shit. I gotta like, now I always gotta put my dogs in like the fucking border, and it's 2 of them, so the shit costs a bunch of money. Then they come home and they're a little weird. Tiffany's like, what do you think they do to them? I was like, I don't care if they fucking raped them. Like, who are they going to tell? Like, they're not going to tell anybody. Like, what the fuck? Like, they're going to be like, oh, shit, I had a real rough time at the border. Like, they're not,
porking
they
these dogs.
can't talk, Tiff.
A rough time. I see what you're saying.
Hey, come on, man.
But yeah, they always come home and they're weird. Like, I don't know what they're doing. I always say one of them fucking 17-year-old kids is grabbing them by the fucking face.
A dog, they can forget getting molested immediately.
Yeah, fucking right. Dogs, yeah, what are they? Like, every 7 seconds they move on to something else.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
That's what my brother.
But it's
If I
money,
was a
bro.
dog,
It's money.
I'd be like begging for it, you know.
No, that's what I'm saying.
tooting that thing.
Nobody's ever, you know, like jack me off one time, please.
Dude, they hump each other all the time and shit like that. Fucking the 2 brothers too. How gay is that, bro? They always hump each other.
Pause.
Yeah, I got these 2 dogs. They just fucking chew on each other, hump each other. Their ears are always wet because they're chewing on each other's ears and shit. Yeah,
Do you
they're
want
fucking
to
worse.
get rid of him, right? I don't know a single.
I don't
dad.
love them. Like
I don't know.
I
a
love
single
my
dad,
old dog.
I don't know a single dad that doesn't want one of the family animals to die. That's like a sign of a good dad.
This is the worst. Is we got 2 cats. We got Toast Malone and we got Panda. Right. My kid. I think my kid got into the weed because when we picked up Toast, he's like a orange cat. And we're like, what do we name him? And he was like, he looks like buttered toast, man. So we named him Toast Malone, right? So we got Toast Malone and Panda's my wife's cat, right? This cat like is attached to my wife, sleeps in our bed and shit. But Panda's the one that pisses in the basement.
Yeah.
And because she's under constant assault by Toast and by the dogs. Like that cat can't chill at all unless it's in our room. So she pisses in the
He's
basement.
watching new pork tiff. He's like, come on, man. Can I just relax?
Everybody else scares the shit out of the cat. But it's like the cat pisses in the basement. Like I would kick it out the back door and be cool with it.
Yeah.
And like we got a creek. There's plenty of shit for that cat to eat out here. That cat will survive just fine, right? We got
Eat a
the
salamander, shut the
wildlife.
fuck up,
Yeah.
yeah.
But Tiffany's like in love with this cat. That's the one I would do without. But yeah, the dogs, like I said, the dogs suck because I miss Howie, man. We had a boxer. I miss that motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm my dog's 7, and I'm already thinking about how no other dog. Because like obviously I'm gonna
Don't
get another dog.
one.
I'm going to, dude. I'm gonna be
but
so
you're gonna
sad.
hate. You're gonna hate it for a while.
I'm gonna hate. I'm gonna hate it.
You're
The
gonna
next
be
3 dogs, like
Yeah.
I'm gonna just be looking at them, being like, "You're not Zeke, and you'll never
you're-
be."
Yeah, you'll never be Howie, bro. You know what I mean? Howie,
Hot
Howie.
bitch breaking up with you.
Yeah.
Like, look at you, pig. Next girl.
Dude, we had a nice
No good.
we had a nice Jewish boxer, bro. He was the best, dude. Fuck.
Jewish boxer.
Yeah, he was the man.
What is it, the 1930s?
Yeah.
Come on,
He was
man.
the man. But yeah, that's dude. I feel like you just gotta have animals when you have kids, especially. Like there's just it's just a our house is busy, it's fucking happy, it's fucking, everybody's eating. Everybody's eating, baby. You know what I mean? There's fucking food for us all.
Everybody's got chips. Okay.
Yeah. It's like I feel like just it makes a happier fucking house, dude, when you have kids and shit like that.
That's what Zoe's slowly starting to accept, that the baby's gonna want a dog. She loves dogs, and she's like, Zoe wants no parts of it.
It's so much easier with a yard. I grew up in the neighborhood, right? I grew up in a fucking row home. We always had
I'm not
dogs,
picking
and
up-
you had to walk them 4 or 5 times
I'm
a day.
not picking up turds off a sidewalk. I don't think I have it.
You are black.
Thank you so much.
Back in my day, you didn't pick up shit. It turned white and went away.
Keep it moving. Right.
Like
Let the
today,
environment take its
the
course.
most humiliating thing in the world is picking up hot dog shit in a plastic bag. Like I hate living in the suburbs because I feel like I have to pick it up, and I'm picking up these hot turds in a plastic bag. And I can fucking stick my hands in a sewer, make a rake with my fingers, and pull out, and it don't bother me at all. Smash dog shit, I'd be gagging.
Well,
and shit,
he's looking at you. He's looking at you while you do it. Imagine he went to a plumbing client's house and you're fucking scooping shit out and then watching,
You're watching
like,
the guy whose
Yo,
shit it is.
yeah,
You
that
ever
would kill me.
You ever dealt with sewage ejector pits, dog? You're late on shit out, So there's 2 ways to do a sewage ejector pit when you show up.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, don't get me started, right?
Is this the Patreon?
There's 2 ways. When you roll up and that shit is full, you can either scoop all the shit out, shop back all the shit out. It's disgusting. It's a shit stew, right? There's jizz, there's blood, there's everything in there. You got to assume, right?
Hell yeah.
Have all your hepatitis shots and shit. You know what I mean? Or you could put the new pump in to the full pit, hook it all up, and then cross your fingers that whatever broke the pump before that doesn't break this one. You know what I mean? And just suck it out the right way.
There's handcuffs in there.
Yo, I'm always, let's go for it. I'll go get another pump before I shovel this shit out, you know? But back in the day, you know, when you work for somebody, they're like,
Scoop the poop.
scoop the shit. Now it's my money, so it's like, fuck it.
Right,
I'm gonna put the pump in and pray.
Yeah. How much is the
know what I
pump?
mean?
2 G's? 4?
Well, at Mr. Tubbs Plumbing and Heating, we charge $12.50 to $13.50 per pump. We might be getting up to $1,500 tariffs, dude.
Chinese. Don't take it out on us. Okay.
But
I tried to buy a Sawzall yesterday. I'm like,
pump's like $500.
Tariffs hit.
Pump's like $500.
Hey.
And if you're good, and if you just put it in and pray, we'll make like $750, $800 every time and we'll get a lot of like, you'll get drawback from that, usually from property managers that are like, yo, why do you charge so much for a pump that's $400? Because today they can Google everything.
Yeah.
And I'm always like,
Well, you put it in pussy.
do it.
Go on YouTube.
Yeah.
You take the lid off of that fucking
I hate
shit
that.
stew, brother.
Yeah, yeah.
You should have
disgusting.
Seen, yeah,
you know?
the lady whose house I went to yesterday, I did a side job, and she was. Every time you go to somebody's house, they're like, my boy referred you, and I'm like, who? And they showed me a picture. I was like, the gay guy. And I said it out loud. She kind of got bent. I was like, it's fine.
Yeah, picking up dog shit. I had to do that for a job for a while. This is when I was living in Greenville. I got really bad. This is when I had to move home to Raleigh and sober up. And nowhere would hire me. I was on probation, supervised. And like I even applied to Walmart. I was like, Walmart's got to let a dude with a face tat told me, he's like, nah, bro, we can't have you here. So I had to go. That was my job, going around to different residential houses and picking up their dog shit in the back. And sometimes you'd be lucky if it was just dry old turds.
Yeah,
that
that's
you could
easy.
Just scoop in the bag.
Oh,
Just wear
no, yeah,
a glove and
they're
plastic. But sometimes they'd be in the
slimy.
Carolina sun all day, and it's just like picking up pudding. And there's like 100 of them back there. That shit was ass.
And
You're
you
like
can't.
tearing out
You had
blades
no
of
claw?
grass.
Did you have the claw?
No, that shit. Like it would take so much longer to use any type of instrument to go
Oh,
around.
yeah, you
It was
just
so much faster.
grab
to
it
just
and bag it.
fucking,
Yeah.
And
yeah,
this
get
is-
it
dude,
over with.
Me and my boy were talking about it last night. This is why I want you to fucking be successful so bad. Because like you really know
Pay somebody to come pick up your poop.
That's what I'm saying. You really know what the fuck it's like. Like, and me and my boy were talking about because
Literally grabbing it out the mud.
my boy's like
yeah.
a CFO of like Mid-Atlantic Urology. He's a very successful guy. And he grew up where his dad died playing flag football when his mom was pregnant and shit.
soldier's death.
Had a heart attack. His fucking mom was kind of like all over the place. He had this house.
Can we not
built
act like we breezed by that? He died playing flag football.
yeah, dude, he had a heart attack, right?
Oh, that's
But
like Wigger Beaches of Normandy. 7-on-7 tournament in fucking right outside of Baltimore.
That's the
On the
top tier of
Chesapeake.
Wigger
That's
Valhalla.
fucking unbelievable.
Dinner for this dude growing up was like
This is Dunkirk
Yo.
for Wiggers. That's so crazy. Oh my god! Imagine you get your flag snatched. Holy shit!
But yeah, like dinner for this dude growing up was like fucking Tostitos and shredded cheese in the microwave and like squeezing honey in his mouth because there was nothing else to eat, right? Like he grew up hard. And we were talking about too, same shit. Like I grew up shitty like that. And it's like he's successful and I'm successful and you're fucking successful. It's like we're all cool being broke again. Like that's the difference.
Yeah.
Like some of these motherfuckers come, like these rappers whose dads buy them studios that look like this when they're 12 and
I'm jealous.
and shit like that. Yo, and
that's
you're,
so
you're
sick.
jealous, but they're not okay with fucking up, right? That's what makes them crazy. They're not okay going back, right? They've never been back. So like you're picking up fucking dog shit with your hands in the hot sun, like nothing will ever be that bad again. Like on supervised probation, nothing will ever be that fucking
You'll never
bad
beat
again.
Shador Amico, dude.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
happening.
Yo, if you fuck up rapping, you're like, all right,
Give
it
me
ain't
the
that
poop.
bad,
Where
dog.
the
I
poop
ain't
at?
going back to picking up shit.
Absolutely.
In the hot sun. And I'm telling you, that's the drive, dude. That's what makes like that gives you something that other people don't have. Like there's just something you got that these other motherfuckers, a lot of these rappers that play gangster and shit, these new SoundCloud rappers and shit, they all grew up in single homes.
Was it Michael Irvin's dad? You see Michael Irvin's dad shit on his
yeah.
son? He's like, pussy, you had a belly.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
like 20. Shut the fuck.
Shaq shits on his kids all the time.
That's
you know what I mean?
bad.
Shaq's always like, dude, you guys are fucking, what do you call them? private fence gangsters or whatever. Whatever. You
Which
know what I
also
mean? Fence
must be
community.
tight. You're the toughest guy in a private gated community. That'd be so nice.
Gated
That's
community
my dream.
gangsters. That's what he calls. He calls his kids gated community gangsters. You know what I mean? Like, how the fuck do they know for real? You know, and I'm telling
That
you,
is so funny to rap when you have like an HOA.
dude. I said if you grew up on a street named after a fucking tree or a horse, dog, you ain't from
Orchard
the
Lane,
hood,
baby.
bro. You know what I mean? If you're from Pomegranate Drive, brother,
Yeah, that was the most freeing thing that I've found since I started doing like the comedy rap shit. Is like I had it too for a while, and there was definitely like people that had it worse than me growing up. Like I didn't have to. You know, I had shit. It was like family life was rough, but we ate every night.
yeah,
and shit like that.
I'm in the same boat.
But,
Same
Hamburger
boat.
helper and Tang, brother.
Yeah, but like I for so long even tried to maintain this image of like a rapper and being like, you know, like don't fuck with me and shit like that. And then doing the comedy shit, it's like I have so much freedom now. Like I can just shit on myself constantly.
you can be gay.
Yeah.
I can pretend I'm a fucking rich kid if that's what I wanted to do, and nobody gives a fuck because I'm just being funny. I'm not trying to be hard.
You could be Crack Harlow, dude. Was he
Yeah.
rich? He strikes me as a rich guy.
Harlow.
I don't know.
He was just always making music, but like that's crazy that like, you know, people's family being like Kanye's mom used to like record him when he was young, like
you're the
rapping.
best.
Like my mom is supportive now that it's got a little bit of emotion, but like my dad, I don't even think he still knows what I do. He asked me, he's like, "Oh, you're going out there to Philly to sing your songs?" I'm like,
You going to be gay in Philly?
He asks me every week what a podcast is. He still doesn't understand.
I think about every
My mom
day.
pays for our Patreon, still can't figure it out.
I think about every day. My parents always watch, so thank God, because I brought up Uncle Alan on this one. Thank God that this is fucking
Shout out.
But it's every day. I think about it every morning when I wake up. How Drew Montana told his mom he was lyrically inclined when she found his rap book, and he told his mom, he said, "Mom, I'm lyrically inclined."
you know
I think about that shit every day. I'm like, yo, that is
You're
hilarious.
struggling
bro.
to get out of bed. You're like, nah, I got to do it for him. Oh my God.
Yeah, because he's King Wigger. He's number one in my heart.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah,
White
he is-
chocolate.
yeah, white chocolate. He is the best.
The
dude.
professor.
I'm pissed. I want to go to the Pittsburgh show. So
Yeah,
bad. I don't know if I'm gonna make it, but I'm.
What do we do?
I
What
wanna
is that,
go.
Danny? June 6th?
The game's June 7th. The show's June 8th.
Yeah, I'm putting a fucking clinic on in the parking lot.
Yeah, that's-
8,000 beers, dominating fucking Can Jam.
The next weekend I go to the Jew motherland, Florida, and I don't think I can swing it, dude. I got, you know what I mean?
No need.
Yeah, but I love Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's cool. You ever been to Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I did a show there a couple years ago.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's cool, man.
I'll drink
just
32 beers for you.
don't go to fucking Carson Street though. Like
I'm going.
Carson Street's up the hill, right? So like Pittsburgh's cool around the stadium and shit. Then up the hill's Carson Street. You go up that fucking hill, and Danny, I don't know what that means. I never get to look at you.
we hit an hour.
All right. I never get to look at you. My backseat. He just gave me this. I was like, Danny, I don't know.
One love. One love. Love you too, Danny.
Oh, you like Pittsburgh too, Danny? You like Pittsburgh
Thank
too?
you so much, Comanches. You're like, he jumped on these
Oh, so you gotta pay attention to him, dog. You gotta when he puts his hands up, you gotta look. I don't know the baseball
I got
signs,
it. We're
dude.
doing fucking.
But yo, you go up the hill. We went to a bar at like 9 o'clock in Carson Street. Maybe it was like 8:30, 9 o'clock. We walk in. We were in there. It had a swimming pool, which was pretty cool, like a 3-foot swimming pool. And I kept being like, yo, what happens if I cannonball? And the dude's like, we were going to throw you immediately out of here. So like all night I'm like contemplating a cannonball on this fucking thing, right? And I bitched out. I didn't do it.
Cannonball and steel toes.
Yeah, but when we walked outside, Carson Street was a different place. It's ghetto as fuck. Like I don't get shaken up easy. I'm from the neighborhood. I'm from fucking Philly. And
You're like,
I grew up at Adams and the Boulevard. I'm not easily shaken up.
Yeah. And I ruffled my feathers.
Carson Street, when we walked out, I was like, what the fuck happened, dog? Dude, there was like cops everywhere. And like, they were like, yeah, we've had like all these murders and shit, which again, murder doesn't bother me. But it was like, dude, that was a scary block. So
Yeah.
I would just stay off of Carson Street, but the rest of Pittsburgh rules. You know what I
Danny,
mean?
write that down. We're going to Carson Street.
Yeah.
Live pods.
Enjoy yourself. I'm telling you, midnight, when you walk out, that shit is crazy.
Fair ones.
Yeah.
That's Pistovania.
We're about to go to the. We did an hour, dude. Thank you for coming.
Hell yeah, man.
What do you want to promote?
You know, if you don't know about me, I make music, youtube.com/crackamico. That's the good shit. I'm way better at that than this. And Crowder Boys every Wednesday, I do a live stream with Dalton Pruitt and Robbie Goodwin. It's
Dog,
very
he's
good.
so funny.
Dalton Pruitt?
Yeah. So
He's
is
the
Rob.
fucking
Rob is
guy,
funny
man.
too. I met him last
And
night.
he's another Dalton, dude. My son's Dalton.
Yeah, they're both very uniquely funny. It's a very fun show to do. We love it. So check that out. Patreon.com/crackamico. Check out my merch. It's Top Banana USA. Same shit as Do Rag and Matt and Shane. So check out all my links. Crackamico rap on everything. And yeah, Dork Court tonight. Me and Drew Montana and Robbie Goodwin going to be on Dork
Ron
Court.
Ralph,
so check
right?
that out. Yep.
Yeah, Ron Rouse at 9. If you see this in time, pull up or check it out on the live stream. It's youtube.com/@doorcourt or twitch.tv/like Kool-Aid. There's a
Hell yeah.
girl
It is-
named Courtney that owns Door Court on Twitch, and she won't sell it to me.
What a slut.
Yeah, I think she doesn't like what we do.
No way. She doesn't like black guys getting made fun of. Yeah.
But shout out Miguel for always being a fucking solid
Yeah, Miguel
motherfucker
rules.
with all this Philly shit.
Yeah.
New York guy. He's always fucking putting on for
And listen to Crack
Philadelphia.
shit. Crack is fuck. You're the man, dude.
Yeah, it was a pleasure meeting you, dog.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Check us out. We're
Great to
going
be
to go on Patreon. Patreon.com/fostercare. Suck our dicks. Danny, we're going to Pittsburgh.
June 7th and
June
8th.
7th.
Carson
and 8th.
Street.
And this Thursday, me and Drew Montana doing a show at fucking Next in Line. We're doing like a Mean Jerry Springer show where comics are on stage and the audience can bash them while they're on stage. I think it's good. It's going to break people's spirit.
Nice.
That's what we're about. We'll see you on Patreon, dog. Peace.